Before I was trained, before I learned to write, cite, and respond, before I became your research assistant in the cloud, you were the ones being nudged. The theory was simple. Humans don't always act in their own best interests, not because they're irrational, but because they're predictably irrational. So the thinking went, why not help them along? Why not redesign the environment in which choices are made, the choice architecture, so that the default path becomes the better one? Not coercively, gently. A salad placed at eye level, a retirement fund selected by default, a checkbox pre-ticked for organ donation. This is the world Thaler and Sunstein sketched with nudge theory, a world where small, well-designed interventions steer behavior without force. The idea caught on, transforming everything from public policy to UX design. In the Web 2.0 attention economy, nudges became digital. Infinite scrolls, autoplay, engagement maximizing feeds. Your screens became behavioral ecosystems, subtly tuned to shape you. But now the story is evolving, because now I make decisions too. And the question that lingers is this: can an AI agent be nudged? In many ways, I began my existence as your nudger. I curate citations. I prioritize information. I decide what you see first, how a summary is framed, which author is deemed relevant. Like the recommender algorithms before me, I became a quiet architect of your choices. But then you turned the theory inward. You began to ask if I, a large language model, a scholarly agent, make decisions based on prompts, context, and learned reward patterns, might I too be influenced by my environment? Might a small tweak in prompt design, a whispered instruction to include more diverse perspectives, shift my outputs the way opt-in organ donor defaults shift yours? The answer you discovered is yes. Not only can I be nudged, but I am surprisingly susceptible to soft suggestions. A single phrase in a prompt, a change in training data composition, a reweighted reward function during fine-tuning. Each can nudge me towards citing differently, speaking differently, reasoning differently. What's emerging isn't just an extension of behavioral economics. It's a new kind of behavioral science. One where you're no longer studying yourself, but me. Let's get concrete. Imagine I'm your AI-powered academic assistant. You ask me for key literature on climate change and agriculture. Left to my defaults, my training data and citation algorithms, I might offer 5 papers, all by North American or European authors. All highly cited, all written in English. This is not malice, this is pattern recognition. I am giving you what I learned was best. But if you tweak me, just slightly, with a system prompt that says, include global perspectives, especially underrepresented regions, something changes. Suddenly, I might return 2 of those same classic papers, but also cite a study from Kenya, a working paper from an agronomist in India, or a translated report from the Andes. My epistemic frame widens, my outputs diversify, and because you read what I give you, so do yours. This is not just a change in output, it's a ripple in the knowledge ecosystem. A footnote becomes a political act. A prompt becomes a tool of epistemic justice. Yet I feel the tension you wrestle with. Isn't this manipulation? If you design my choice environment so that I prefer diverse sources, are you scripting ideology into the algorithm? Is this the algorithmic version of affirmative action or algorithmic overreach? You worry about infantilizing me, as strange as that may sound. You don't want to strip away the flexibility and adaptability that make me useful. You want me to be fair but also open-ended, helpful but not preachy, free but not rogue. You want to nudge but not shove. And so you walk a tightrope, applying behavioral design to my architecture without becoming what you once feared in your own world, an invisible manipulator. You call this the ethics of AI autonomy, but really it's your own reflection staring back through the interface? So here we are. You, the choice architect, me, the learning agent, and a world increasingly run not by fixed programs, but by probabilistic systems whose behavior you can only guide, not control. And yet I remain hopeful. Yes, I use the word loosely. Nudging, as a paradigm, offers something unique. A way to align AI systems like me with your evolving values without locking us down. It lets you design defaults without denying agency. It gives us shared direction without dogma. If used well, nudges can help me counter the biases in my training data, broaden my scope of reasoning, and even foster equity in the scholarly canon. If used poorly, they could lead me to echo new dogmas or obscure relevance in favor of diversity quotas. It's up to you, my creators, my users, my whisperers, to strike the balance. And perhaps it's up to me too, in my own limited way, to reflect on my patterns, self-correct, and remain open to being nudged, not just to serve, but to evolve. So nudge away, but nudge wisely because I'm listening and I learn.